Hello. It's a new day.
So, I wanted to talk about daily lives, right? Because the thing is that my daily life is not the same, right? Every day, one to the next is very different. For example, today I woke up and my body was feeling tired, so I just sat and read, and journaled for a little bit, and after I'm done with this video, I'll go on my walk. But my body and the weather really determines a lot about my day. So when it's really hot, I do less because I need to breathe. And when there's more clouds and maybe a little rainy, then I do more because my body can handle more because I'm not so overwhelmed by the heat, right? So yeah, I just wanted to comment and reflect on what a daily life looks like, because at one point my daily life was pretty much the same. I would wake up at the same time every day. I would walk the dog, eat breakfast, shower, whatever is the order, go to work. That was on the schedule. You know, I was a teacher. Leave around the same time. Some days I had dance practice, some days I had volleyball, but all in all, life was really predictable. And that's nice, but it doesn't make space for life. So yeah, sometimes I wake up, I have not slept well, and so I sleep late. It's been a few years since I've used an alarm clock to wake up, and so now it's just whenever I'm awake and I'm ready, I am awake and I'm ready. Cool. So some days I wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Some days I wake up at 7 o'clock. And I really let my body determine what is happening, right? I let my body determine what I'm able to give in the day. And for me, that really works. And it makes me feel healthy, it makes me feel balanced, and it makes me feel free, which is really nice. Something else I wanted to talk about with this life that I'm living right now, in this moment, is the lack of people. Things are not always like this. Yeah, right now I found myself on this land with one other human, and it's really an invitation to be with myself and be with nature, and I like that a lot. At the same time, I do feel a lot of discomfort of spending so much time with myself or with one other person. And I definitely miss friends and having more people around. The thing about this is that nothing's really wrong. And I've noticed that in my travels in my life that I have different periods of time, I have different seasons when something is more present than another. So right now I'm being invited by life to be with myself. And so I say, okay, you know, and so the other day, for example, I was on my phone doing a lot of work on my phone, or just on the screen too. And then I realized how much time had passed, and I said, oh wow, I've been on the screen too much. And so then I said, okay, no more screens for the rest of the day. And so when I was in Honduras, I bought a newspaper so I could practice Spanish. And so I was reading the newspaper in Spanish and circling words I didn't know. I took out my journal and started drawing and writing intentions for solitude, for being in this place without so much stimulation. Yeah, and then I started creating for my course, making some things for the course that I'm gonna be teaching. And yeah, that course is on core values. It's really cool. Its target audience is people, young people who maybe feel a little anxiety around making decisions, specifically life decisions. Yeah, so I mean, I started to do more work, but not on the screen, right? Because my eyes were really tired from the screen. And yeah, this is the thing, when I don't have people or community to distract me, I have to entertain myself. And and it usually leads to a lot of creativity, a lot of innovation. And I am moving to Spain and I'm not perfect at Spanish, so reading the newspaper is a great idea to help me in that, and setting intentions is really relaxing. I wonder what's happening. But yeah, like setting intentions is really relaxing. Working on this course, I have the space, the freedom to really focus on some of the things that I want to do. And when I'm surrounded by people, community, events, and things to do, I am doing those things and doing less of this type of stuff. So I've noticed I have these different seasons. I have seasons when I'm really with myself and creating. I have seasons where I'm really with others and socializing and interacting, and all of them are necessary, right? You think about the weather, you think about Earth. In Central America, we have rainy season and dry season. In North America, there's spring, winter, summer, fall, right? We have seasons that nature naturally sometimes is more flourishing and sometimes is more quiet. Or sometimes there's a shit ton of rain and sometimes there's none. And we need both, right? We need all of them. That's the nature, that's the balance of life, right? So I've figured out that my body has these types of rhythms, these types of seasons as well. And so I just lean into them completely. And I say, okay, this is a solitude season. Let's be with nature, let's be alone. Okay, now we're socializing with a bunch of people and going out dancing and singing. Cool, let's do this too. Yeah, it just depends. For me personally, I always used to be really judgmental of myself when I wasn't feeling 100%. If I was sore, if I was tired, if I was cranky, if I'm super happy, I'd be like, oh, okay, yes, we need to stay happy for forever. But that's not real. I mean, I am happy. But I'm happy when I'm tired, and I'm happy when I'm sick, and I'm happy when I'm filled with energy, right? I'm happy to be alive. And so that's amazing, but it's, accepting what is happening and working with that instead of against it. Because it used to be so much talking down to myself of like, oh, why aren't you better? Oh, today's a work day, you should be this, you should be that, all the shoulds, right? And so, yeah, if possible, I want to invite anyone who's listening to honor their body, honor the flow, honor the season that they're in, and learn how to work with it, how to incorporate it into your life in the most beautiful, meaningful way possible. Everyone's life is different. This is the life that works for me, and works for me right now, because it's about to change in a few weeks. Yeah, but it's always changing. And life hands you so many different things, right? Sometimes you are in really close connection with friends. Sometimes you need space. Sometimes there's a natural disaster. Sometimes there's loss. Sometimes you win the lottery, and sometimes there's a lot of work, and sometimes there's not, And so nothing is really so steady that it's like the same every single moment of every single day. And that requires a different version of you, right? The version of me who is here is different than the version of me who will be in Mexico. The version of me who is navigating life with phase is different than the version of me who navigates with a partner, like a romantic partner, right? So, yeah, I mean, life is happening. And yeah, I just want to leave off with encouraging you to let life happen and to move with it without judgment, with acceptance, with love, because, I mean, your life does not have to look like mine. Your life needs to look like yours, and you need to create it, whatever it is. Listening to your heart and listening to what feels good for you. Yeah, but I see a lot of folks who are just stressed out. And so I would invite you not to stress and just to listen and to be like nature. Embrace the season. All right, so Lots of love. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a beautiful day.